Hi, beautiful Tauruses. Welcome to your June reading. I'm Marianne, and this is Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you very much for tuning in today. New or returning, I greatly appreciate you, and I know that there are many, many readers to choose from, so your time and support is extremely appreciative and appreciated, I should say. And so let's get on with the reading. So for those that are new, I have a format I like to do. It changes up in regards to the tarot decks that I use, as well as some of the layouts. I've been doing it similarly in the last couple of months. I have shortened my readings because I wanted to get more concise, and they still will last sometimes upwards of 30 minutes. So prepare yourself for that. And bottom line is I like to start with our chakra check, which is, of course, the energy centers which we have residing within our bodies. There are 7 in the body, and then one, the 8th, they call the all-encompassing, all-omnipotent, omnipotent. I do this every time. Omnipotent. We are all one conscious, collective together, beautiful energy. And that actually has been what has come up from not only my collective reading that I do every Monday, if you'd care to look at that one day, for the week. And then it also came up for Aries. So we're just going right through the zodiac. We're going to get these June readings out. It's so amazing to say June. It's the halfway mark, the 6th month. And we just finished your sun season, Taurus. So I hope you had a remarkably beautiful, joy-filled, and exciting, but also recognition of just how much you can create and allow for yourself as the year continues at this new age and this solar return. We are now in the season of Gemini. That's right next to you. That'll be the next reading I do, and I like it for you. I like it a lot. In fact, all of the personal planets, they call them, which would be our sun, our moon, our ascendant, Mars, Venus, Mercury, they're all going direct. And listen, as a fellow Venus ruling planet, you are a Taurus with the Venus ruling planet. I am a Libra. We had so many retrograde planets, and we do have them every year, but this year was even more. It happens every 18 months, 2 years, where we have an extension of the retrogrades, and then just the way they were back to back to back from like last November to actually the 16th of May was when the shadow aspect, because there's shadows before and after every retrograde too, allowing for, the energy to build up and so forth. So we're steering, we are heading forward, boy, and a lot of changes that were happening. I know you can relate to that. I really feel that fully. Actually, on a personal level, where I rent a space for my business as a massage therapist, I rent from a Taurus, and man, I can't even begin to tell you. And it started, I want to say like 10 years ago, but I'm just kidding. There were so many changes going on within the building, and all unexpected to me. I knew nothing about any of them, but I know that they were planned by somebody at some point, and they had to happen, I guess. And now that's calmed down. So maybe you're experiencing that as well. And that's great. That's what change is about. You have to have disruption at times, and then it kind of calms down and everything just moves forward as planned. Whatever that word means anymore. I'm not even sure, to be honest. But I do want to say June is wonderful. And I think it's going to be, I think it'll be fun. And I think you will be allowed to enjoy it and to really just kind of take a deep breath. Get out. It's notoriously summer, right? 21st becomes the summer solstice already. And we have some really beautiful full moons happening, of course, and new moons and everything, as we do every month, that I think will be also very beautiful. And the first one, actually, that's not true. The first one that I think is notable that just happened is on the 26th, 27th, depending on where you're located in Gemini. And this is about new beginnings. This is about intentions and writing that down. When it's an air sign like Gemini is, a mutable one at that, it's about the mind and about thinking and learning and growing and communicating and networking and yeah, just being more social. So if you've had to be really serious and take care of business, like I mentioned, Those days are a little bit off to the side now. You're going to just take it easy and you're going to be like, yes, it was a lot, but I'm ready to move forward. So let us pull the spirit guided chakra that will be, I think, of importance for you to know about. And the spirit certainly wants that for you. And it was the last, like I said, the 8th chakra the last couple of times. So I'm just shuffling them very, simplistically and nonchalantly behind my back, low key here. But let's see. I do want to also say, as I was talking to you prior to my reading, as I do for every sign, I have a little powwow with you. And the color blue was extremely prominent in my vision and in my meditation. And it is definitely correlated to the throat chakra. All the colors, besides energetic and having vibrations of their own, and you get that feel with different colors. I know I certainly do. It is, yes, the throat. And that is beautiful because you represent, every astrology sign has a notable body part that they're associated with. And you are the throat. You are the voice. And you, oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say right now. 3rd time in a row. I'm just sitting back here, shuffling as I'm talking. And yeah, it's once again, the connection with everything, the all, omnipotent, as I said, the fact that we are absolutely, always have been, always will be connected. So I'll read to you specifically some important, I say, message or mantra that you can carry for, wait a minute, I'm wrong. Okay, cool. Alrighty, well, it's actually more of a blue, isn't it? It's kind of hard to tell. Look at the 2 there. There's the purple. Okay, good. You have broken the chain so far. But this is the 6th chakra. In the 6th month, okay? And that's about our intuition. That is basically what I would call our 3rd eye. And I like to just kind of tap on that every morning and ask for that to kind of really generate and to up-level itself with my practice and the things that I do. And boy, does that work. I'll be honest with you. So I like it because we're kind of doing blue on blue here as well. So I also know that you as a earth sign, but also ruled by Venus, and just you're very much in tune with all the senses. You always have been, from, seeing, smelling, tasting, feeling, knowing, 6th sense. And so this is perfect for you as well. And the beautiful saying on it says, my intuition connects me to the all-seeing, omnipresent nature of the universe. Divine intelligence flows through me. I am provided profound insights that allow me to navigate life's constant movement with simplicity and ease. And that is so vital in life in general. But like I said, with everything that's gone down this year so far, and now as we approach June, like it's only really, in my opinion, really just started the year in the last couple months. But it's not just my opinion. It really is kind of a overall discussion with all of the retrogrades that kind of hold things back, kind of keep things stalled, and keep you from moving forward. And for reasons that are all beneficial to us, but I won't go into deep detail about it this time. I love this for you. I think if you were to say this, if you want to take a snapshot, you can help to definitely open up that 3rd eye, that channel, that ability to have this incredible dream, insight, all those things that pertain to our 3rd eye. We're all gifted with that. Sometimes we shut it down. Sometimes it feels blocked. This is a way to keep that open and utilizing it to the best of your ability. Then I do correlate, as I said, the appropriate crystal, because I'm a crystal person, always have been, always will be, believe in them, know that they have power, know that they've helped me, know they protect me. And it happens to be the amethyst, which is what I used for the 8th one too, because the 8th actually did not have a correlating card. So not to make it too complicated, I have that set up already. I will put that on and I'll infuse the reading so that I have even more intuitive knowledge. Now, I am an intuitive reader, and basically what I'll tell you is there's 2 different necklaces. I'm just getting it together here for you. So I'll put this on. I definitely notice for myself, because we're all different and we work in different ways when we talk about being intuitive or psychic. I definitely recognize the differences of the claras in my world, which are the clairasentience, which is, the inner feeling, clairvoyance, which is seeing, inner seeing, clairaudience. I do hear things, and sometimes I actually get a little confused because when I'm getting messages and they're so slight and so light, I hear this, I want to say a voice, but I feel like it feels more like a thought at times. I get that confused with actually even feeling. I'm feeling like, oh, okay, for example, and it's happened 3 times this week alone, when I know that a client isn't going to show up. I just know, and I get these messages and I get this feeling. Sometimes it's definitely like an uneasy feeling in my stomach, which this is our area that has a lot of emotion anyway. So when they say, I listen to my gut, that's basically what I'm speaking of. You feel it and it's then you're like, oh, this is a message. And so it's a combination. So I think everybody's a little different, and perhaps you can relate to what I'm speaking about, because I think we all have these gifts and we can all utilize them. We can all work at them and build the muscles, as it were. But that is your guidance for the specific chakra for all of June. And I like it a lot because it's definitely going to be guiding you and showing you things that you need to know, even through dreams, not just waking life. So there's many ways to receive messages. And now what I do is I'm going to go on to your tarot reading. I'm using this wonderful deck I've had for many years. It was a gift from my brother. I love the illustrations, and I just love it. I love all of my tarot decks. So I'm going to do a 6-card spread for the month of June, and it's going to be the past, present, and future with clarifications. And then I'm going to actually do 2 oracle messages at the end, okay? And like I said, I have a great feeling about June, and even throughout July, first of all, with all the planets going direct, with one exception being Pluto, who is now in retrograde, as it does every year. And so that's just letting me know that you can know that if you have plans or you are planning on traveling and all that, smooth sailing, right? I mean, there's always little things that come up, but no, nothing like what you might have had to experience with delays in the past months. So I like that a lot. So let's see what your cards have to say. And I will do my best to let you know through the descriptions, but also, as I said, when I get a psychic hit or something, I will mention that straight up. So the recent past can be very, very recent, as of, even last night or this morning prior to this reading. So there's no linear time frame when it comes to spirit. But you have the Hanged Man. So in your past, like I was speaking of, this also, by the way, is the major arcana. It is the number 12. It is representing the 12th house, which represents the sign of Pisces, the 12th zodiac sign. And the fact that, boy, this is very topically notable because we have the changing of the nodes, which represent the new series of eclipses that will happen, okay? And they happen every 6 months. And every 18 months, they change onto the next sign, okay? Or 2 signs. They always run in pairs. And they're polar oppositions. So the north node now, which changed in January, is in Pisces. This is what the sign in this card represents. The Hanged Man, I would like to say, and I love about this card is, yes, it's about waiting. It's about patience, perseverance, something you definitely have naturally. I would say out of most signs. I'm not saying you're always patient. I don't know you personally. This is a general reading, but one of the main traits of Taurus is that they are very steadfast and they are willing to be patient and they are willing to plant the seeds, literally or figuratively in their lives, and know that it takes a certain amount of time. It's not a rush job. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, right? As the saying goes. But what I love about this too is there's such a beautiful feeling of peace and calm with this card, because when you turn it up this way, You see that, and generally there's this beautiful glowing, you can see a little bit of it here. This beautiful glowing area around the head, which is like a halo, or it's basically spirit, protection, and knowledge and knowing, which is, I mean, Pisces is one of the most spiritual signs in the zodiac. They have a little bit of everybody in them after being the 12th sign and going through all the phases and many, many lives. And there's love, there's compassion, there's patience, there's self-sacrifice. And this is also showing, because you're actually hanging here from what they consider the tree of life. There's that tree aspect, which is what you are. You're the grounded energy, you know, that's deep down. The roots are deep in there. And for long-term purposes, but no rush. Being patient and seeing things from a different perspective is one of the best messages that I love about this card, because I've done that in my life where I have, all of us do. We have certain beliefs and ideals. We've grown up with them. Maybe they were our parents. I don't know. We adopted them in some way. And lo and behold, which is, I've been seeing in mass, you know, for the last 3, 4, 5 years, where I've had a certain thought process, I've had a certain belief system, and it has just melted away. And in saying that, I will bring up the fact, and I don't like to do too much astrology. I want to keep it basic and simple and everything and not inundate it too much, but it's very vital to say it. The planet Neptune, which is the planet of the underworld, you know, and definitely about imagination and creativity and dreams and aspirations and, you know, fantasy, as well as, you know, maybe seeing things way better than they actually are, you know, the rose-colored glasses kind of thing. And that has been the sign of Pisces for 14 years. It went into Aries this year, and we're going to have Saturn, which follows suit. It's usually always one in pairs, Saturn and Neptune, when they change signs. You know, they'll be with the same sign, okay? And that's happening for Aries as well on the 24th, I believe, or 25th. It's one of those 2 days, depending on where you're located. And it will go into Aries yet again. So there's a lot of dreaming that goes on in our lives, and it can actually, Neptune is also known for dissolving things. So if you've been finding the borders or the boundaries are becoming less definitive in your life, and you're thinking, wow, I don't really know one day from the next what to expect or what I'm actually going to be feeling or believing. I mean, that's kind of something I'm fully noticing, and I don't know if you are as well, Taurus. I'm not trying to make that happen to you, but maybe you have noticed that. This is also indications of that. Let's see what the clarification card is for that. Well, you have satisfaction, so that's the 6 of Cups, and I love that. 6 of Cups is emotion. It's also representing water, like the Piscean. It could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And you know, June is, it turns into Cancer month on June 20th. Also, we have a very large change that's happening. It happens every year, but it takes 12 years for each sign to be able to receive the beautiful, benevolent, wonderful energies and aspects and, you know, gifts of Jupiter entering your sign. And on June 9th, which is the 6th month, which is what we're speaking of, 2025, it's going to go into the sign of Cancer. It's been in Gemini, and we've got, what, you know, 2 weeks left for that, give or take a little bit. Yeah, a little bit over that. And man, I don't know right in front of me where that falls into your chart, Taurus, but you can look those things up very easily. And any house that it may enter into is another way to look at it. That's more the tropical, you know, astrology when it's for the full house signs. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so just look into that if you get a chance. And it's beautiful. Sixes and the 6 of Cups a lot of times do bring in this sense of, I don't know, nostalgia. You know, you're feeling sentimental. You know, you want to be around people, family, people you feel close with. And that happens a lot during the summer anyway, right? I mean, most of us have to work, but with children, we tend to take that time to be with them more because they're off of school and so forth. So this is, it's a really beautiful feeling that's coming through, and you're taking things more in stride. I love the whole outfit on this particular depiction and this beautiful color aspect, like I said, because colors are so vibrant and they're so energetic. And knowing that, life does not have to be so serious, and the polka dot kind of almost, what do they call those, jester type outfit just makes you just want to just be a child again and just go out and have fun and have that wanderlust that a child does. And perhaps somebody's coming back into your life and reminding you of, there's reunions at this time as well. So I like that a lot for the recent past. Let's go to the present. Present-wise, you have the Tower. Oh, okay. Now listen, I am not upset about the Tower. I have had many times when I'd see the Tower and do my readings and my personals, and I'd be like, oh no, really? Okay. Well, I have a change of heart about that too, because a lot of times it can be challenges that, need to happen. Like the destruction and the construction about where I've been working all this time. It's loud, it's chaotic. But it's leading to something better, because the foundation wasn't right or things had to be changed and so forth. That's what this represents. But moreover, this could be you creating this. You making this change. You coming up with this epiphany. You coming up with this idea that just kind of just blows your socks off. And you're like, wow. It comes through a dream. It comes through, just allowing some quiet time, being in nature, all the things that you love doing, hearing music. All of a sudden you get this wonderful download, your third eye activates and you're like, wow, this is fantastic. Or a new situation with a person, that transpires and you never thought that they would see eye to eye with you or have a different perspective themselves, and it's happening. So let's see the clarification though, and that'll really decide as to how that is. And you have the Hermit. Okay. Well, I love this a lot because I did mention that this summer will be, especially with Gemini season, and then maybe slowing down a little bit when it comes into Cancer. Cancers love the comfort of their home and those they're familiar with. So you're going to have the best of both worlds. But the Hermit definitely represents Virgo. It's also a major arcana. And it's also about your inner guidance, your spirituality, but your knowledge, your wisdom. This Tower aspect has shown you something and it's brought it forth, and it's been like this wonderful. Maybe you're older and you're reaching that age where I appreciate things way more. I'm way more simplistic, and simple things make me very, very happy. And family, of course, is number one on my list, and my animals, stuff like that. I feel like that's definitely part of what's happening with you too, Taurus, but you don't have to be old to feel this way. There's this comfort. There's need to be alone and to really kind of just, spend time with yourself and listen to your needs, your dreams, your desires, write them out. That would be very important. Anything having to do with writing in the season of Gemini makes a lot of sense. Gemini's Mercury ruled. They're very quick thinking and they want to teach and learn and grow and share that. And so you may be interested in a book or maybe your memoirs now. Maybe that's something you thought, well, I've thought about it, but I'm doing it now. I mean, with Aries in the picture now, with this Neptune in Aries, and then what with Saturn, which will be very structured and it'll keep you on track. It can be a little restrictive, and people always kind of give Saturn a bad rap, but really, whatever you start in the next 2.5, 3 years, that it'll be in Aries, like it is with every sign, it's going to be very highly rewarded if you follow and you just stay on track, which I think you're pretty easily able to do. I think you're one of the hardest workers, Taurus, and continue to be. So you're okay with that. You like, structure as well. I like this a lot so far. Let's see what the future message is. And you have the Chariot. Well, there's Cancer. There's a lot of water happening. And by the way, water and earth, like yourself, elements are extremely compatible. So that's a really beautiful thing too. Perhaps you are, the Chariot represents your vehicle. It could be a literal vehicle or your own body as a vehicle, but absolutely mastering it. You've been through the ups and downs. Maybe health issues have been a concern. That's evening out. You are the head of your game. You're a success. This is a victorious card. You are well on your way to succeed. If you are not already, you will be notably noticed. You will get the accolades. You're ready, and you're ready to travel. So that's coming up yet again. Because it is this season. I mean, it's not too far-fetched, but 7, spiritually guided. What else can I say about it? Yeah, just knowing, you feel very confident in the direction you're heading, and you've gone through the changes to make that happen. You've contemplated, you've had people come back in your past maybe and make you really realize, I want that again, or I want to leave that behind. It could be one or the other, juxtaposed, of course. Let's see about the clarification for the Chariot. You have the conflict. The 5, is that the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait, 8. It's right there, excuse me. The infinity symbol, my favorite, purple green. Yeah, conflict, worry, concern, fears. We do it all the time. Air element, we're in our minds where there's that loop, there's that concern. Things we don't actually have any clue about whether it will transpire or not. Most of the time thinking futuristically, like, what if? Do yourself a favor as a air sign myself, who likes to get myself into these little modes sometimes, even at this stage of my life, and all the practices I do and everything. I do nip it in the bud sooner, but I do tend to, ruminate about things and things that I don't really know. I may have had experiences in my past that make me believe that could happen again. So when you do feel that way, do me a favor and do yourself a favor and say, nope, I'm in the present. I know nothing about the future, only what I believe, because I am intuitive. Yes, I get that. And you might be right about certain things, but do me a favor and do yourself a favor and wait until the actual time occurs, because we can think things into reality as well. That can actually happen. And we're very powerful in that way. But overall, I love this because I love the inner knowledge that you have, the ability to sit with that, to recognize the things that needed to change, and I think they already have. I believe that's something that you're very much aware of and you're happy about. They've transpired, they're continuing moving forward. This beautiful Chariot is like, yeah, nothing's stopping you now. You're going to be publicly recognized, and if it did have something to do with, let's say, where you're working or your home, others are going to notice and compliment you on this. And the conflicts are within yourself. Generally, this is always about inner conflict. So that's something you can sit with, this hermit, and be at peace with it, wherever that is for you, and do away with that sooner than not, because that will only affect you in less than positive ways, okay? So I hope that you like that overall, just kind of a general reading, and that you resonate with it. But if not, do remember, because you are so much more than just a Taurus sun sign. You have your moon, risings, I always say Venus and Mercury planets. You can look at those and get the most well-rounded reading ever when you apply all of those. So I'm going to finish with a couple of oracles like I mentioned. Now, I was having the hardest time. And I'm sorry, I am definitely human. There's no getting around it. And man, I was having problems finding what the definition of a couple of cards were. And the booklets, I have most of them. It had the answer, and I just wasn't looking in the right places. So we've rectified that. And I'm using this wonderful first oracle deck, which is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. And it covers so many different areas. It covers the chakras. It covers all the different elements, the pentacles, the cups, the wands and the swords. It covers the major arcana. It covers the minor arcana. So, and it's a very special, beautiful deck. I've had it for a while. This reminds me of four-leaf clovers, even though they're not, and that's a really beautiful indication of luck and good fortune coming your way, especially with the Jupiter, placement for you. So let me just see here. I had shuffled these before. I'm going to pick two. Two is calling to me. You have the sacral chakra. Ooh, and it's number 2. And you know what? One of my favorite chakras, because this is the area, the second we start from the base up. And it's right here where our sexual organs are, and our sensuality and our pleasure And it's about our juices flowing with creativity and birthing ideas and just feeling incredibly excited and innovated and rejuvenated about something. And maybe the hanging man in that position and waiting, as we all have had to do, right, Taurus? Really just started this thing with you where you're like, oh my God, I have this great idea. I'm going to make it happen. I'm just like, and just really seeking it in that tower. You're like, that's it. This is the thing. So I love that for you. And then we follow that with the second, which is sticking, but oh, they're both the chakras. Wow, that's never happened. And I love talking about the chakras, but it's the third eye, and that's what we picked. The sixth chakra, right here. The seventh is the crown, and then, like I said, the eighth, the omnipotent, all-inclusive, all, connectivity of all of us. This is great. This is so synchronistic for you. And, the purple, the amethyst, the color aspect, the energy, the psychic abilities you have, they may absolutely continue to elevate for you. In certainly the time that Pisces is in the North Node position for like another what? It's usually 18 months, and it's been about 6, so you can do the math. 12, about 12, a little bit under months left. Fantastic. Ask for it, utilize it. The more you use it, the bigger and better the muscle becomes. So this is fantastic. You have a lot of energy within you, and it may have been stifled. It may have been, restricted, but it's coming out, and it's all for the best. And you are the money sign. So with Venus moving direct alone has definitely, I think, made a difference. And as the months go on, and I do hope you'll come back for my monthlies every month, you will notify and notice the things that are absolutely coming through for this and in these areas. So then we go on to the last oracle, and this is a gift that I got, this deck, for Mother's Day, and I love it so much. It's called the Cat Oracle, for all the cat lovers out there, and even the ones that aren't, because it's some pretty cool stuff and pretty interesting information. So I have the little booklet here, should I need it. And I'll just do a couple of shuffles for you as well. And I just want to thank you again for taking the time. It means a great deal to me. If you like what you see, help me with my ability to grow this channel. That means so much. I've been doing this for a lot of years, but things take time, and I don't give up. I'll be doing this forever. It's free. To subscribe is free. To like is free. To share, to show that love is free. But it's a good one. It's something I fully appreciate and love. So then, for your last message, you have the mouse, and the words under it are gifts, capture, and adversary. Okay, well, let's see what it says a little further with that, because it has several categories here too. But under the orange, this represents cat things. So this is more materialistic, which as a Taurus you can relate to, because you're all about the earth energies, the things you can feel, touch, see, the tangible things. And the mouse is right here. What's this waiting on the doormat? A freshly caught mouse carcass. A gift that says, I've hunted for you because you are family. The cat stalks the poor rodent soul in an all-day cat and mouse game, at last capturing their prize, only to give it away. Share your treasures freely with others, especially those you worked hardest to win. And I know you do that. I know you're a very, very giving soul. And this is just kind of representing that again. And it does go back to the whole fact that we are in Gemini season, which will be fun. And then it'll go into the more family-oriented Cancer. And then, of course, Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer is going to be extremely powerful and beautiful and lucky. And I just appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful June. Hope to see you next Monday for the collective, but also in July. Bye for now.